Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Space Between podcast, the podcast where we talk about the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. So you are getting this episode on St. Patrick's Day, and you didn't even know that this was going to release. This is like a so damn lucky release, like boom, it got you. So happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. We are going to do this episode. I say we because I have a guest, and you don't know that unless you're watching the YouTube channel. And I'm going to plug that right there. I have a YouTube channel. It's called The Space Between Podcast. And so you can watch all of these interviews and watch all the silly things that happen behind the camera, right? Because that's weird. Is it weird for you, Ben?
A little weird, yeah.
It's I'm
sitting right here next to you, but this means that there's not going to be like any lag. So yeah,
So
this is going to be like the perfect episode.
We'll see what happens. I promise nothing. I have no guarantee when it comes to the space between.
And I really don't know how so damn lucky you are. You got me on St. Patrick's Day, so sorry.
It's a surprise for all of us, believe me. So I have a guest today who, let me just say, we are recording this in Arkansas, where I live, where I record all of my shows. And never, ever, I don't think, has this happened where I had a live body in my home recording with me. So congratulations on being the first. And I haven't said that in a long time.
Have you had a dead body recording with you?
Dead body?
Yeah,
no bodies.
Sure. Okay.
No bodies, no live, no dead.
Okay.
No dead. So we have Ben Parker all the way from Florida. Say hi to everybody, Ben.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody who's listening, or watching, right? Because we have a YouTube channel. So spring break was this week for the Parker family. So, why not leave Florida when everyone is coming to you, right?
Exactly.
Everyone wants to go to Florida. Everyone wants to go to the beach spring break, but
everybody wants to rule the world too.
Everybody does. Not a lot of people are traveling to Arkansas for spring break. So thank you for giving the natural state a little bit of attention.
Yeah, it was cool. So
yeah, I mean, it's something different, right?
We learned a lot about Walmart.
We learned a lot about Walmart. Yes, Walmart is kind of like our, I don't know. I've never been to another place where it's like all encompassing. Okay, maybe like Hershey, Pennsylvania, right? Like everything's about Hershey, obviously. Everything in Northwest Arkansas, Bentonville area is about Walmart. And that's just,
Walmart, fried chicken, and mountain biking.
Tyson chicken. Yeah, mountain biking. Apparently we're like world famous for our mountain biking, which I don't mountain bike because I'm 44. I have 4 kids. I'm married, and I'd like to keep it all that way. And if I start mountain biking, it's all over because I'm going to break a bone. It's happening.
No, let's not do that.
No, I'm not going to do that. So I don't mountain bike. And
stick with the podcast.
I'm good at podcast. Well, I don't know if I'm good at it, but I do podcast because I can sit on a couch and talk. And that is something that I'm good at, or at least I think I'm good at. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. We have Ben Parker here today to help us with this episode. So we're going to do things a little bit differently. First, I want to talk about some things that are upcoming because it is an exciting time. I know that all of us are just waiting for the next round of music, which for us at this time frame, on March 17th, it is Europe. Everyone's talking about the Europe tour. That happens this April. The band is traveling overseas to do quite a few stops overseas. So I will be couch touring those as much as I can, but with the time difference, that's hard for a lot of us to do because I want to say that they're like 8, 9, 10, something around in that neighborhood hours ahead of us. So unless we're watching in the morning, which are we going to maybe just call in, hey, I'm going to be late for work and then watch the show and then go to work. I don't know if you're flexible. If you work remote, you know what? You're going to wake up in the morning and have a Dave Matthews Band concert live for you to do with your coffee. Think about that. Drinking coffee, making plans to change the world. That is what you will be doing or something like that.
Maybe. Maybe.
Or
maybe you're just, smoking a bowl.
Maybe you're smoking a bowl in the morning, which, you know what? I totally recommend that. Totally. You just set your mind straight in the morning. So that's the next thing that's coming up. That's the buzz on the street, if you will, or in the groups. Is that how we talk? It's not on the street. It's in the groups, right? It's in the hashtags. It's in the ats. It's on the snaps and the TikToks and all the things. That's what people are talking about.
It's in the couch tour.
It's in the couch tour. It will be in the couch tour because we have a lot of friends that I know personally that will be in Europe that will definitely be live streaming because it's some of the regular people that live stream from a lot of the venues. Anyway, so be sure to check that out. And if you don't know about the couch tour and you're sitting here listening going, what in the hell is she talking about? I can sit on the couch and tour. Well, guess what? Not only is this St. Patrick's Day, but this is a day of luck for you because I'm going to tell you about something called the DMB Couch Tour. Now, I am working on getting this group of people, this man, this woman, I can't remember. I think it's a man that started the couch tour. We are talking right now. The Space Between and the couch tour are talking because I want to know how in the world this all started. But until we get to then, the couch tour is a group on Facebook that anyone can join. Yeah, there's some membership questions, but like you'll know them. If you're wanting to watch the Dave Matthews Band live, you're going to know the answers to these questions. It's going to be like, what's your favorite song, blah, blah, blah. Then you get into this group. It's just called DMB Couch Tour. Is that what it's called? Or is it Couch Tour?
Nope, DMB Couch Tour.
Okay, DMB Couch Tour. Go to it. Join it now. And that's going to give you the ability to see every single show that the Dave Matthews Band does live on Facebook. Because there are tens of people. Hundreds. There are tens of people that are recording live, holding their arms up, sacrificing their muscles for you and I so that we can watch every show live because that's the kind of community we are. We hunger for more. We want to see it all. And so that's the next thing that's coming up. So the Europe tour, I'm excited to see how and what that looks like. And I hope that if you're listening to this and you're going to be one of the people that are streaming from, I want to see what the crowd looks like because that's what I've heard most about is that the crowd, the fans are different in Europe. They tend to do more sitting than standing and it's, you know, more of a reserved setting. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. So definitely let me know if you're going to Europe. I always want to hear a fan's perspective that goes overseas or the hell that goes anywhere. I don't care. So, or if you go nowhere, I still want to talk to you. So call me. How do you get on this show, Ben? How the hell do you get on this show?
You ask.
You ask. I mean, it's so hard.
Or sometimes you're told.
Or sometimes you are told, like Ben was told today. So if you've been listening to this podcast and you're like, where does she even get her people from? Well, I try to say every show, if you're interested in sharing your journey, your perspective of this band, whether it is a good one, I'm open to a bad one. I love a good debate. Not that I will debate with you and say that one is right or wrong, but I love opinions. I love what people think about things. And so all you have to do is reach out to me on any of the socials and then email. It's simple, kissonthelips@gmail.com. That was my wedding hashtag. I did not come up with that for this podcast, just so that everyone knows. That would be a little bit creepy and weird, but
Yes, she did.
No, I did not. It was my wedding hashtag. I paid like, $20 or something and that was my wedding hashtag. And I thought I would have never come up with that on my own, but it's so perfect. It's perfect. And so that is my email, kissonthelips, which is my last name, @gmail.com. And just say, hey, I'd love to share my story, or hey, here's a great maybe an item up for discussion. I've got several people that text me and say, hey, what do you think about talking about this topic? They have no interest in being on the show, but they want to throw things my way that are maybe of interest to others. And so we're getting ready to do a lot of things. And so since everybody's going to be busy with Europe and I'm not going, you're not going.
Nope.
Which Ben is an ambassador. You didn't even say that.
Oh, yeah.
You're an ambassador of the podcast. What the hell does that mean?
I'm special.
So Ben's an ambassador.
He's a moderator.
He's a moderator of the page. And why is that important? Honestly, I don't
so
know
you all get accepted to get into the group.
Yeah.
Space Between podcasts.
Because, it is so hard to get in. It's an exclusive group.
Yeah, no, all you have to do is answer the questions.
Answer the questions, boom, you're in.
And agree to the rules.
Well, see, you have to, I really want you to love the Dave Matthews Band, or at least be interested and open into loving them, right? Or at least liking them, appreciating them. Whatever. Anyways, I say all that in a very roundabout circle. I took the long way around, but while everyone's in Europe, I will be at home and I will be working really hard because I'm so excited about this, guys. I am so excited about this. I want to say it again.
How excited are you?
I am so excited about this. May 1st. Hopefully, fingers crossed. of season 5 for the space between. Now, why is that important? Well, I'm glad that you asked. It is important because the show has gotten a facelift. I've been working behind the scenes with several people to kind of just make this a more polished show. So yeah, the show is getting a facelift. The format is going to be different. And there's some fun changes coming ahead. So definitely stay tuned. That's all happening May 1st. I'm really excited to launch that then, because boom, right after May 1st, we are jumping into summer tour, which I know a lot of us are super excited about. Those of us that can't go to Europe or that have maybe even just traded out. I know a lot of people that are going to Europe that just sacrificed summer. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, one for the other. It's hard to do it all, right? Because we have jobs and kids, and there has to be a money thing, right? Like we can't just fly to Europe.
Here right now, I'm surprised you cannot hear them.
It's a miracle. It is a miracle that Ben brought 3 kids, his wife, obviously, and we've been having a blast all week, but you can't hear them right now.
Surprisingly.
I mean, listen to this silence.
Does it scare you a little bit?
No, I'm like, where did they go? Did she take them outside?
I don't think they did. I don't think she did. I think she's
live. She didn't respond, so she might be.
She might be tied up and gagged. Who knows?
So
I guess we'll find out in about 30 minutes. So.
Happens. Stay tuned. So yeah, May 1st is the season 5 episode, or season 5 release. New look, new everything. I'm so excited to release to you guys what I've been working so hard on. So yeah, and then right into May, we're talking about the opening of the US tour for 2024. And tell us, Ben, where that takes us first. Where do the boys open up for the 2024 summer tour?
In Florida, in Tampa, Florida.
Oh my God,
which was
Florida!
A shock to everybody, I believe. I mean, I was shocked because I was thinking that's like, okay, they're never going to come back to Tampa. After last year, they did innings, but then they didn't come to Tampa at all, which I was kind of like, are they coming back? And that was the rumor from a lot of people, that they weren't coming back to Tampa. And then all of a sudden, they decided to throw a curveball, and they were like, no, bitches, we're coming back to Tampa.
You're coming back to Tampa. We're coming back first. Yeah, so, but yeah, I'm so excited to even be talking about this. This is like, I don't know, this is exciting for us. Obviously, we love the Dave Matthews Band. We're excited when the music is going, because that means summer on its way. Summer is my favorite time of the year, regardless of like music situations. I just love summer. The kids are out of school. Like, it just feels good to be outside. Like, the sad has gone away, the seasonal affect disorder. Like, the sun is out again, we can be kind people again because it's nice outside. But so yeah, we start in Tampa, and if you are headed to Tampa, hold tight, listen to this whole episode, because we want to talk about some special events that are happening if you are doing any of the Florida shows, but specifically Tampa and West Palm Beach, because those are the first 2 cities of the tour. So, but before we go into that, let's talk about Ben Parker. So he's from Florida. You're from where? Where exactly do you live in Florida?
I live in Lakeland, Florida, which is right between Tampa and Orlando.
Okay. So shout out to Lakeland. I have no idea where you're. I'm gonna go to Lakeland in May. I'm gonna fly in, and he's gonna pick me and my husband up. We're coming to Florida. I'm so excited. So we'll talk about that. But like, have you always been from Florida, or is that like where you were born?
So I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I only lived there since I was 2. And then I lived in Jupiter, Florida for most of my childhood. And then I kind of been all over the Central Florida area.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you remember a time in your life, like maybe not the moment, but like, do you remember a year that someone or you fell across the Dave Matthews Band? Like, do you remember the first time you ever heard about them?
Yep.
When was it?
Okay, so I'm kind of like the baby to the group here, because everybody else is like, oh yeah, 93, 96, 94. It was 2010 for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the fans come from all different times, right? And 2010, what were you doing in 2010 that you were exposed to the Dave Matthews Band?
I still keep in touch with with a couple of my high school friends and stuff like that, and my one high school friend, Brad Giardino, huge fan. Has been a huge fan all the way through high school and everything too. And so literally he sat there and he told me like, hey, I'm going to this concert and stuff in West Palm. It's like let's get the guys together. because there was usually about 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah.
And so we decided that we're gonna pull a trip to West Palm. So my buddy Brad, my buddy Cesar, who sometimes still comes with me. This year he's not coming because he's gotten a little bit busy. He lives out in Puerto Rico now, and then my buddy Frank up in Indiana, who's very hard to get a hold of sometimes.
Oh, Frank,
So
pick up the phone.
I know, man. I would love for him to get on down here, but it's sometimes hard for him because he's a accountant. So
This is the worst time to be
Yep.
picking up the phone.
Yep, pretty
Maybe
much.
the best
Pretty
time to
much.
make money.
Yeah, true. So, but yeah, so we would always just go on ahead and like ever since that first show in 2010 in West Palm, it was just
What was it about it?
Line and
What was that? You were aware of them before you went, obviously, right? Like you
I
heard about
knew
them.
some songs, but I wasn't like really like into it.
Yeah.
And so, whenever I got to that concert though, and I felt like the energy off everybody else, everybody's dancing, everybody's singing, and I wish I knew the song lyrics a little bit better.
Yeah.
In fact, some of you all got to experience my singing from Indian because that was couch touring. Sorry.
It happens.
Which, by the way, don't ever mention anybody's singing on couch tour. Don't mention anything about the camera angle because that's all rules that you don't put in the comments at all, or else they will boot you.
Be kind.
So, gotta be kind.
But it is annoying, I guess,
yeah.
if they're streaming
So
and
I'm
they're singing.
sorry if I annoyed you for my singing because, yeah, I'm not the best. So it was fun though.
So what was it? The energy.
The energy and just like everybody around, and probably the at that point I really wasn't smoking any weed at that point, but yeah, getting the secondhand high was.
You can get
quite
that
amazing.
at a Dave Matthews Band
You can
concert.
definitely
I mean,
get
if
a
you
Dave
see
Matthews Band.
some,
Yeah.
not everyone smokes weed. Let me just, I'll put that out there. You don't have to smoke weed to like the Dave Matthews Band, but
Nope, you do not. No. But it was just a lot of fun though, and I mean, like it was just a lot of energy, and I just really loved it. So
hold on,
did it stop?
I don't know. We'll see. We're about to see.
Let's
Well,
stop.
those are the. Oh my God, Grace, I'm literally recording something right now. I'll have to call you back. I love you. Bye. Those are the things that happen when you're also like, a mom of 4. These things happen. So
Yeah.
I ain't even editing this shit out anymore. I just need everybody to know, like, it's hard to get everybody to turn things
Yeah,
off.
literally the screen just went whoop, and it was like, my wonderful daughter.
But she programmed herself in as my phone.
Wonderful daughter, horrible timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, after that night, you've gone to your first concert with a group of buddies. What was the next step? Like, did you go out and buy a bunch of albums or like download albums, I guess, in 2010? Like,
back then, I think it was, what did we have, like Kazaa or something like that? And so we were downloading music illegally. So, sorry, Dave, I'm going to confess to this. I broke the law. But yeah, so I definitely downloaded music illegally. I think we did get some off iTunes and stuff too, but yeah, it was, and then once Spotify came out, Spotify has been amazing.
yeah.
That, and I also have Sirius XM now, so I've got channel 30.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Sirius
Channel 30 is
XMers.
amazing. And I just recently, I know I've told you this, but I need to tell everyone this. I do listen to other podcasts. The funny thing is I never really did until I started one. But there are a lot of Dave Matthews Band podcasts. If you did not know that, you're welcome. I'm going to open up a whole rabbit hole. There's a couple. Obviously, there's the Space Between, which is the fan side of the Dave Matthews Band. There is one called The Pod that Jane likes that is about like what happens at shows, talking about what happened at shows, breaking down statisticals. Like, it's a group of 4 that talk about the shows. I'm sure they talk about other things too. Gray Street, the corner of Gray Street, 2 guys that also they have guests on from time to time. I know they had like some bigger names on, like maybe Steve Lillywhite on. So just a different look at the music. And then there was another one that Melissa Waincheck, who is actually live on the podcast right now. She came out this past Friday. If you haven't heard her story, definitely check it out. It would have been in the episode before this one. So Melissa Waincheck, she had a podcast called The Number 40. I took a second. I was like, what is it? The Number 41 Show with the lovely ladies. Melissa did that with another person. It just recently stopped, and Melissa is starting it back up by herself. So support all these podcasts. We're all just talking about something we love, the Dave Matthews Band, but then we're breaking it down in different sections. And I think that each podcast really complements each other. You're going to get the whole full circle around the band and the band experience if you listen to them all. So be sure to check them out and tell them that I sent you that way, because I want them to know. Plugging you, plug me.
Me?
Come on, let's do it. Okay, so
And then also too is like once I started listening more to the lyrics and stuff too with Dave Matthews, like it wasn't just like the beat of it and everything like that too. Yeah, it was cool, but like listening to some of the lyrics that like Dave Matthews actually says, it's like,
yeah,
whoa,
how does he come up with
this
stuff?
This is really deep.
Yeah,
I mean, like, don't drink the water is.
yeah.
You know, I was like,
yeah. When I actually found out what it was about,
it was
oh my
like,
God, I was like, I feel so dumb because I did not know.
Spoiler, go look it up.
No, go Google it. Look up what "Don't Drink the Water" is about,
Yeah.
or what it is said that it is about.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had a sit down with Dave. This is internet content, but like, I think it's true. I think it is true.
I think it is true.
So, and that makes sense for Dave to have wrote those words. But so, okay, so we're downloading music. Where is show 2 for you?
Or show 2 for me.
Yeah, like when did you go to your second show?
The next night.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. West Palm Beach, 2 nights. Okay, and then I guess we're in show 3.
So then I started going between Tampa and West Palm and everything too. And then basically it was like, I finally got out of state last year.
Yeah.
And I got to go to Deer Creek, which was amazing.
Deer Creek's awesome.
Actually, first I went to Cincinnati, which
Riverbend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which apparently is getting a facelift.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, maybe you told me.
Yeah,
that.
because Coney Island's being torn down apparently there, and they're gonna put Riverbend there.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's cool.
So
that's good news.
It's gonna get a facelift. Hopefully the lawn is elevated.
At least didn't they start, it's not real grass anymore, it's turf, right?
Yeah, it's artificial turf, which I thought that was cool. I like that.
Yeah, because otherwise it was kind of a hill and it was just turned into a mudslide.
I think all lawns ought to do that.
I do too. I mean, I know it's an investment, but it's come on, man. It is so much nicer and it's less to maintain too, but
it is.
I don't know the cost different. I don't know.
But yeah, so yeah, Riverbend's gonna get a facelift, and it was actually kind of funny. Whenever I went to Riverbend, I went to the Night Zero event, which
for Ridge Rector, shout out
Ridge, which we're gonna get into more.
We're gonna talk more about him.
But it was funny because I was by myself, and when you go to a Dave Matthews concert, you're never by yourself.
No, not really.
And so, literally, so I was kind of walking around Lebo's for that little event, like they have, because they don't allow tailgating in the parking lot, which I thought that was hilarious because they're trying to stop underage drinking. Out of all the cities, Cincinnati is trying to stop underage drinking, which I found hilarious. But since I was born there,
maybe it's their major problem.
I don't know.
I don't know much about Cincinnati.
I think they got more problems than just.
But yeah, Riverbend's great, and then you go to Deer Creek.
Yep.
What did you think about First of all, like if you don't know anything about Deer Creek is a venue that is located in the middle of Indiana, or I don't know if it's in the middle of Indiana. It's in Indiana, in a small town outside of Indianapolis, called Noblesville, Indiana.
Spot. I was
my God, I know. It's like
I gotta go back on my bank. It's like, come on now.
So, you drive, you get out there, cornfields, and then boom, Dave Matthews Band is out there. What did you think about all of that?
Okay, so that was my first pit experience ever.
Oh, well.
And I mean, it was fire.
Mm-hmm.
I
it
mean,
was really good.
Literally, like that was the part where he was doing the fakes.
Oh God, yeah, that's when. Oh, in 2023. Okay, so this is last year.
This was last year.
Yeah, Deer Creek really changed.
He went.
Changed.
He did Madman's Eyes and faked Madman's Eyes in the minarets, which was so good. And then he faked Satellite, which I was just thinking to myself, it's like he started playing Satellite, and I was like thinking to myself, it's like, okay, wonder how many people are going to the bathrooms. And then all of a sudden he stopped and went into So Damn Lucky, and I was like, I wonder how many people are running back from the bathroom.
I would just love to see like a drone footage of the crowd and like how many people would run back, because now they've kind of going through 2023 with those fakes, which I felt was like kind of like a relatively newish, maybe I'm sure they've done it obviously in 33 years. There's a lot of things that they've done, but like coming out of 2022, it wasn't really something that they did so much. So the fakes were new, but now it's in our head and it makes you like second guess yourself if you need to go to the bathroom. Well, I don't know if they're gonna do this song that they're playing now, or if they're gonna change lanes and go into another song. It makes us like nervous to move. But okay, so yeah, you left Florida, you go to Indiana. When you tell your friends and family that you're going to Indiana, what are their thoughts? Does that sound crazy to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. So, in fact, a lot of my friends were just like, "So you're just doing one show this year, right?" And I'm like, "No, I'm doing 3 shows this year." And they were just like, "Really, Ben?" And it was like, "Yeah,
I
yeah, I
think,
am.
yeah.
That's what's gonna happen."
That is what's gonna happen.
But the people that I've met in Cincinnati and Deer Creek and stuff, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really good.
The people who I met in Cincinnati though were, it was just funny because they thought I was like it was Uncle Steve.
Oh,
Uncle Steve is
Uncle
the
Steve
guy.
with the hugs.
Uncle Steve with the hugs. Make sure you get a hug from Uncle Steve if you ever see Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve, and I'll say his name is Steve Fox.
Steve Fox. Yep.
Steve Fox. If you're friends with Steve Fox, if you're not friends with Steve Fox, he's such a great member of the community. He just loves to spread love, and I think he's a lot of fun too. He loves the
But it
band.
was so funny because he thought I was somebody else, and he waved me over to the chair and stuff like that because I had like my backpack with me and everything too, and or like blankets with me and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were somebody else," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I started picking things up. He's like, "Well, no, you're here now. You're part of our group now."
Yeah,
So it was just kind of like, and then they started asking me all these questions.
Yeah.
Which then I met the Fox brothers.
Yes.
Who are absolutely awesome.
Yes. Hello, shout out to the Fox brothers.
Erica, who is dating Nick Fox, which Nick needs to,
No, do not. There's no pressure on this show, Nick. Do not listen. I mean, anybody. No pressure on that.
I'm just kidding.
That's like what I tell my kids. Like, wait, you don't have to get married.
But yeah, no, but they were just absolutely amazing. If you love to dance, see them in the lawn at Riverbend or Blossom or Deer Creek, and oh my goodness, you will get your cardio in with those guys.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to keep up with them,
Oof.
good luck.
Oof. Yeah. So it sounds like you met a lot of people. I mean, did you always feel so your first out of state can be scary, right? Because it doesn't feel like home. It's not home, obviously. So you go to Cincinnati, you go to Noblesville. And you say you never felt alone, but like, what does that look like for you? Like, did people just kind of open up their campsites and just kind of invite you to do things and you felt comfortable? Or like, explain that to someone that's maybe never been to a show and is curious what in the hell we're talking about as far as community.
Cincinnati was a little bit different because since my Aunt Val lives there still, I just stayed with her and stuff. So that wasn't a big deal at all. But, I met a lot of people there at Lebo's, and I'm a huge extrovert. So for me, I'm just like, I've never met a stranger.
True.
That is very true.
True. That is helpful. So for someone that's an introvert, maybe a little less talkative and maybe leery of strangers, because again, we have to remember that we show up to these events, these concerts, and everyone is literally the definition of a stranger. What would be some tips that you would give people that don't know anyone that maybe are introverts? Like, what are some ways you could get connected in this community?
Definitely get on the DMB family even beforehand. Heck, I mean, like Indians Festival. It was actually funny. My friend Shannon from Connecticut, great person. It's so funny. She has DMB dresses that are like albums, and it's so awesome.
They are awesome.
And so it was just so funny because I was literally walking across to go get a drink at Indians Festival, and she had already posted like before, like, "Hey, gonna be at Indians Festival." She had her whole like outfit like already kind of like set out. This is what I'm gonna be wearing. On over to go get a beer from the bar or something like that, and I see her, and I'm like, "Dress girl."
Dress girl.
And
she knows.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden, and it's funny because Shannon's an introvert. But she put that up on DMB Family and stuff like that, and she came and sat with us, and I mean, she was there pretty early too, but we already had a really good spot, so she came and sat with us and hung out with us, her and her sister, and we just had a really awesome time.
Yeah.
And we still talk. and stuff. So
Yeah, I think if you're an introvert, if you're listening to this and you just haven't really gotten connected into the community, or you're not for sure what this is all about, I do believe like the beginning steps to getting into this is getting connected on social media, because that is a very non-abrasive way to get connected with a lot of people who have similar interests. Like you can do it at your time in your safe place, and it that is how you learn people and start talking with people and learn where the meetups are, right? Like where and what are these meetups that we're talking about? Well, we're going to talk about that some more. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're going to make you wait till the very end, because that's when the fireworks are going to go off in this show, right? We're going to talk about some powerhouse fans that are doing some amazing things. We're going to talk about those meetups that we keep talking about. But Ben Parker, what keeps you coming back for more? Why do you continue? So, I mean, even if you found the band in 2010, it is 2024. That is 14 years. And that is math, guys, right there.
I love math.
Oh, so 14 years of liking a band. And really, I would say probably your love for them has grown over 14 years.
You just do something like that right there where you for the band.
Yeah.
So
why? What keeps you coming back for more?
I would just say just the like love for everybody and stuff like that, and like seeing, like, getting to meet more of you guys.
Yeah.
Seriously. I would love to meet all of y'all.
Yeah.
That's just who I am. But literally the music is always just so fire, and it's a different concert every single time.
It is.
And that's what I love about it too. It's just, the music's like just so electric. And then also too, sometimes the music is very calming.
Yeah.
I mean, last year in West Palm, we got Baby Blue for the encore. We also got Christmas song too on the second night.
Christmas in June.
But like Baby Blue actually, is a very good song, or very close song near and dear to my heart and stuff like that. Because whenever I think of that song and stuff like that, I think of the, one child that we didn't have and stuff. So yeah, to actually get that song, and if you were with me on the lawn, I was literally shedding a few tears.
That's what music can do, though. I think it can open up memories. It can take us back to places and times and things that we had otherwise forgotten. And so, yeah, music is very powerful. And I would say that you can see a lot of emotion in the crowd at any concert, really. But like, obviously we're talking about the Dave Matthews Band. And I think that if you just, scan the crowd and you watch people, which is something maybe creepy, but like also I'm a people watcher. I enjoy watching people connect with the music, connect with others. And so often I find myself watching the crowd, at these concerts, and the emotion that you can see that you don't see often, right? Like just when people really are in their happy place, it's intoxicating. It is such a high for me to get to see people so happy, or to just even be set free, right? To be able to release something in a concert, which is totally possible, to like break free, right?
It is.
People are doing that, and it's like I said, it's intoxicating to watch. And so, okay, so thank you, first of all, for listening to this. We're in 33 minutes so far. This is a bonus episode. So damn lucky. Even though we know that song is not necessarily about
bonus episode, which I don't know how much of a bonus it is for you guys.
This is a bonus. And so, okay.
You got Renee. That's the bonus. So there you go.
Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for continuing to listen. And thank you for reaching out to me, wanting to be part of this podcast, because again, this show does not work without you guys. This show is not about me. This show is about the fans of the Dave Matthews Band, which I am a fan, but like I've shared my story. And so every episode of this podcast is a different journey that someone has had finding the music, what the music has done for them, against them, to them, negatives, positives, all the things, right? Like, so that's what we're focusing on, is the fan life. And so with that, here we go. This is the fireworks part. Are you ready? We're going to talk about... We are going to talk about, and I wish that we could just like not have Ridge come on in, but you know what? We will do that soon. Before May hits, we're going to have Ridge on the show, because he has been on the show, but in very short little bits. So if you don't know who we're talking about, we are talking about a fan that comes out of Columbus, Ohio. His name is Ridge Richter. He loves this band, but he loves the community of fans so much too. He is known for doing what is called night zero parties, or most of the time night zero. And so what a night zero party is a meetup for the Dave Matthews Band fans of the music, to meet up the night before the concert, because typically people do, or if we're traveling, we come in the day before. It gives us something to do, but also it gives us some time to meet other fans. But at these parties, it's not just let's talk. There is often live music, prizes, all kinds of things. And so we are going to talk about night zero parties for the first two cities in the 2024. So we have, of course, Tampa first. Then we have West Palm Beach that is right after that. So let's talk about Tampa first. And again, it's hard for me to do this without Ridge, but we will have him on to talk more about this. And before we go into the actual details of this, just know that getting on Facebook, getting on Instagram, this is where you're going to be able to get the most information about these events. You can RSVP, you can see who else is going, you can see the prizes that are going to be giving away, you can see who the guests are, the musical guests, where it's at, what it looks like. You can Google the shit out of it. Like, you can do all the things. So I encourage you to get on Facebook, look under events, under any of the Dave Matthews Band pages, but specifically the Florida Dave Matthews Band fans have a page, so be sure to check it out.
There's also a Tampa one too now.
Yeah.
And there's also a West Palm one as well.
So how would they find that on Facebook? What is that under?
Okay, so it's the DMB Tampa 2024.
Okay.
I believe.
DMB Tampa 2024 is going to be the name of the group.
I'm going to make sure.
You're going to have to join it. Ask a few questions. No big deal. You're in.
So there's a couple, actually. There's one that's 2024 Tampa DMB Awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
And then there's one where it's just DMB Tampa 2024.
But then on top of that, there is just a Florida DMB
There
page.
is.
And so that's going to be more broad information, not venue specific. So check out any of those. And so go ahead and pull up the
DMB Florida Family.
Oh, the DMB Florida Family. That is the name of that group. So go ahead and pull up the invitation for the Tampa. So again, I just want to give a big shout out to Ridge Richter. I can't say this name enough because this is his baby, and we are just helping him advertise it to listeners.
Well, we are co-hosts.
We are co-hosts, but this is Ridge's baby. We are just showing to support him. So if you're watching YouTube, you can see the look at this poster. So Ridge had a friend design this poster. It's possible that these posters may be available as surprises, but first night zero party is May 21st in Tampa, Florida, at a place called
The East Side Lounge.
The East Side Lounge. And so if you have never heard of Rob Messina and the Dave Matthews Experience, Google that, look it up on Facebook. That is going to be our musical host that night at that night zero party. He has a likeness to Dave. He really does. Does he? Is he exactly like Dave? No, we're not saying that. He has a likeness to Dave. And what I love about him is, he loves the band. He actually does do this for a living. He's a musician for a living. He is a genuine, he is a kind and loving person. And that is what I love about him. He loves this band. He loves the community, and he's a great performer. So he will be performing. He's actually traveling. He's doing all the Florida shows, I think, as pre-show musical.
I don't know what
guest.
Jacksonville holds, but I'm not part of that one. So
Me either. We're just doing the first two. I can't do them all.
I can't do them all. Gotta keep a job.
The jobs pay for this. It's important to come back and work and all those things. So yeah, okay, that's night zero for Tampa. So be sure to get connected on the groups on Facebook, because that's really where you're going to get connected. Now, the Space Between podcast will be there. Yes, I'm a co-host of this event. I am so excited, of course, to take the show on the road again. If you're not familiar with the show, last summer, I lit up the roads. I toured very heavily, went to 24 shows, and I'm not doing that this year. But last year was a good year to get just the name of the podcast out to let people know, hey, I need you. I need your stories to make this work. And so it really was a good time it was a good time. So this year, Space Between is on the road again. We will be in Tampa, West Palm Beach. Those are the first two ones we'll be at. So we'll be co-hosting. I will be co-hosting these nights. All of us co-hosting. We'll be doing live interviews. So if you're interested in sharing your journey and you're going to be at these parties, definitely stop by. We will be doing live streaming on our Facebook pages from these. So even if you are not there, you can be part of the fun. And we have some amazing prizes to give away at this first show. Like, we have really just kind of worked with so many different fans to make sure that this Night Zero party, along with all of Ridge's hard work and continued hard work until we get there, on making sure that the people that come to these parties have an excellent time. That is our goal, is for you to show up and walk away going, oh my God, this was not only fun, but like, I met some cool people. Hopefully that's your experience. That's what we're going for. So really good prizes. I don't even want to talk about them because I feel like I want Ridge to say this stuff. This is Ridge's baby again. Yep. But we know what's going to happen. And I'm here to say, you're going to want to be at these shows. The prizes are great.
You're going to get Night Zero for sure.
Even if you don't have tickets to the show.
I think
you should come to the pre-show.
I think you can announce what you're giving away from the...
Should I?
I think you should.
Okay, well... So the Space Between podcast is giving away at Night Zero, and you can only win if you're there in Tampa, first stop of the U.S. tour. We are giving away one single, and I'm sorry it's a single, pit ticket for Tampa. So if you have tickets...
And I believe that's a warehouse pit ticket, right?
It's a warehouse pit ticket. Like, it's the creme de la creme or whatever it is. I don't know what creme de
creme brulee.
It's right? So, the Space Between is donating one warehouse pit ticket to one lucky person that shows up to our Night Zero party. So if you weren't planning on going to the show because you don't have tickets, maybe stop by. Maybe you'll win one. I don't know who's gonna win. It's a It's like not a raffle. It's just you put your name in there. You got to be there though. You got to be there.
You get a little ticket that you hold on to, and you get to see.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah.
I don't know what your odds are because I don't know how many people will be there, but somebody's gonna win.
It should be huge. We got a lot of room to spread out in there and stuff too. Very 420 friendly too, by the way. Yeah,
it has to be because I'm showing up, and they were like, "That girl smokes pot all the time. She gonna need a." Yeah. Okay, that's Tampa. Definitely mark your calendars. He will be driving, but then there's always Ubers. So whatever happens, right? We're responsible adults. Okay, so let's fast forward. So Tampa is a one-night show. Then there is a day between the Tampa show and the West Palm Beach show. And on that day in the space between those two concerts, we are just going to throw another party because that's what we like to do. That's what we do. We talk about the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. So I am busy in between the shows because that's where the fans are. And so we do another Night Zero party in
West Palm Beach.
And so Ben is going to tell us about that because this is his baby along with Ridge. But Ben's Florida, so he's planning.
We are changing the venue this year. I know last year and the year before we did it at Euro Bradley's. It's a little bit of a tight spot there, so we're gonna move it. We're moving it to a place on Stinger Island. It's called Castaways. Rob Messina is gonna come and do live music, which is something we have not been able to do yet. So, and also on top of that too, we are also going to be raffling off some things. Some are just going to be things where you just get a ticket as soon as you walk through the door. Some are actually going to be things that are, we're going to have it to where it's a paid raffle. What the paid raffle is going to do, though, is I don't keep it. Castaways doesn't keep it. It doesn't go towards Rob Messina at all or anything like that. This is actually going towards a charity called Unsilenced Voices. One of our DMB fans, Michelle Jewsbury, which we were hoping to get her on, but she's got a busy day today. These are for what this charity is it's for people who have been through domestic violence or human trafficking. They try to get them back on track. And so last year, we did something like right at the very, very end of the Night Zero thing where we were going to try to help somebody out, like, and it was just like a spur of the moment thing. I had no clue about any of this, and we wound up raising like $200 something just at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And so then I got to thinking, of course, it's like, we can do better than this. We can do way better than this.
You do way better.
So, we have gotten a lot of good donations where I'm going to be like, I've gotten a couple of things done I don't really want to share yet.
Yeah, no,
but
that's okay. You got to keep some surprises.
I got to keep some secrets.
Yeah.
Which, you've seen some of the stuff that I've had done. So,
yeah, I'm lucky.
but we're going to go ahead and, even though I've paid out money for this, we're still going to raffle it off.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then like if somebody can't be in West Palm Beach, and we'll talk more about this as we get closer to May, but if you can't be in West Palm Beach and you hear about, donations and helping out, could someone donate? And is this a tax write-off if they do donate?
It is a tax write-off. And so, it's actually funny because, there are 2 QR codes that I will post later.
Yeah.
That even if you can't make it to West Palm, but you still want to donate, I'm going to post these 2 QR codes, hopefully somewhere, probably the Space Between Podcast.
Space Between Podcast is a good place to put it.
And, I can get it straight through.
Yeah. I mean, he's a moderator. He's all the things. So yeah, we'll put those QR codes up. So if you're interested in learning more, we will post info about that organization so that you can read more. If you decide that that's something that you do want to contribute to, we'll put those QR codes up.
Yep. And we'll get those up. And if you guys want to contribute, that'd be awesome. And also too, just want to give a little bit of a shout out to the people who've been helping out with this. My other co-host is Kay Williams. She does Kay Creations. She's based more out in the Palm Harbor area. So she's more West Coast, but she's been helping me out a ton. She has reached out to a lot of people to try to get donations and stuff too. Just kind of want to go through and give them a little shout out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jennifer Harvell, Creatively 41 and Company. Helen Lewis. Narissa Galt with This and That. Audrey Serkaras. Sorry, Audrey. I butchered that. I totally butchered that. And she's the ad art. Angie Whitterford, Gray Street Mama, which I've actually gotten some cool stuff from her too. And that was, she even has like little fire dancer sequences.
I love that.
That's amazing. Dave Bethel from Ohio, Lala Alvarez.
Lala, yep. Girl, you are talented.
Wicked Rude Design. So, Tiffany Crosso, Andrew Lovett with You Love It Creations, Patty Bohack, and Star Wilson. Star's donating some stuff too. So
Star, oh my gosh, y'all, that is
on top of that.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh yeah, on top of that too, Suzanne Swirl's.
Suzanne Swirl, yeah,
she's gonna be there. Of course, she's gonna have her stuff there too. But
she's very creative.
Too, one of the cool things that she's doing, and yes, I'm going to give Suzanne a shout out, but whatever she sells that night, she is going to give a certain percentage back towards the charity.
Yeah.
And she's probably also going to be raffling off one of her pieces of jewelry too.
Yeah. So you may ask, like, why in the world are you doing a charity at a Dave Matthews Band fan event? Well, we really do try to keep the mindset that we want to keep putting good into the world. We want to love on others. We want to support others. And this is just another way that we can do that. Again, at the end of the day, when people look back in history and look at the fans of the Dave Matthews Band, our mission is to be reporting that the fans made a big difference in many ways. And so that's what the show's about. And I love that other fans are on the same path, right? They have the same mindset, like that we're supposed to be doing good and loving on others. And I think that stems from the band. I think that stems just from being good humans.
Be kind always.
Be kind always. So so there are some big things happening in the Dave Matthews Band world. Obviously, we're very focused on Europe. Again, we're going to be able to drink coffee and watch live shows if we can do it. I don't even know. I sleep in the day, so I don't know what's
You're going to actually wake up early.
I stay up all night because I work at night, and then I sleep all day, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just
figure this shit out.
It's so much right now, guys, and I'm looking forward to May because hopefully then I could take a little time off from this craziness of work and all of that. We look forward to just setting our minds free and going to a Dave Matthews Band concert. This is our little mini vacations, a vacation where we can feel our soul. What's the song? From my toes to my ankles, to my head, to my soul. I'm blown away, right? Every single time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I'm just smiling
the
on.
water. Splash, splash, you and me taking a bath.
I don't know.
Walking by the water. To my head, to my soul. I'm blown away. Anyways, yeah, that's some lyrics. So guys, this was a bonus episode. Thank you for listening all the way. If you have listened, there are so many things that you need to stay connected and continue to stay connected, because there's a lot of big things coming up. Definitely look for more information on these pre-show meetups. Florida is just right around the bend, the start of the 2024 season. But before that, definitely be sure to tell your friends about this show. This is how this show continues to go on, is with your help in sharing your journey, reaching out to me, telling me what would be cool takes on this show, just remembering that this is the fan perspective of the band. And so we've seen so much growth here at the Space Between, only because you guys have been amazing, and I appreciate all of that. So guys, happy St. Patrick's Day. Be sure to share this. If you're not following us on social media, on Facebook, this is under the Space Between podcast. It is a group. I am under Renee Lynn, Lyn on Facebook. So definitely you can follow me. It's a public page, so you can follow me. You can find Ben Parker if you want. Maybe he'll accept your friend request. I don't even know. We'll see what happens. I'll accept your friend request. If you love the Dave Matthews Band, I sure will. On Instagram, it's under the Space Between _POD. On TikTok, the Space Between podcast. And so I'm on all of those things. So be sure to check out all of those, share with a friend. And in the meantime, guys, peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band. And thank you, Ben.
Thank you.